and I'm starting to feel something.
You're watching Ski Dad TV.
Ride, float, and sting. When I am riding through completion into transition, I do my transition. That's me, Ski Dad. And this is a clip from another fine Ski Dad video presentation, the Ride, Float, and Sting. Obviously, this video is a must watch, but you could call this video part 2, releasing the ski. But before we get into that, let's just do a quick recap on the Ride, Float, and Sting, except for this time we're gonna listen to it as float, sting, then ride. Lift of the feet, maybe it's a hop, maybe it's a jump. I get my feet up in the air, go less than body weight. I go through my rotation phase, and I'm trying to get the skis into the fall line. That's my ski deviation, whatever it is. And then I am engaging the ski with a sting, I think is a good word for it. I come in and engage the ski with a hard sting, all trying to go that way. And I grip super strong into my sting, and then there's a spot where I switch from the sting and get back into a ride phase. Now let's back that clip up and focus in on the change from sting to ride. The sting is a dirty edge. It's a ski that's fully bent with pressure tip to tail that is not carving cleanly through the snow, more sliding the whole ski. The primary objective is to change the direction from that way to that way. Once direction is sufficiently achieved going the other way across the hill, there is a literal release of pressure from an edge hold designed to change momentum to an edge hold designed to travel diagonally down the hill. I call this diagonal travel ride. In ride, I'm allowing my center of mass to travel towards my base of support with a mostly static outside leg. Now that we're clear on that, let's get back to releasing the ski. And I think that release the ski, or release the pressure, is me going from that sting out of the sting into the ride phase, but the ride phase is still fully engaged on edge and with full power, but I'm going down to where I want to go, and then I'm still having enough outside ski pressure, enough angulation that when I want and at the right spot, I can get that same pop and jump because it's directionally going in the right direction across. So in this turn, I'm calling it the sting and ride. Coming out of the sting, I think, is the release of pressure. But then the ride still has to exist and exist with power in order to ski all the way to the next rise line. Now let me take a crack at the board and see if I can explain it even more clearly. When I move from sting into ride, I actually have a feeling of releasing the ski. I go from this really aggressive, strong, trying to grip the snow, pressure, trying to change my direction from one direction to the other. It's grippy on the snow, and then it's actually less pressure on the ski once I hit ride. This is aggressive, this is strong pressure to the outside ski, and then there's this moment of almost a release, to me, my feeling, here, where then boom, I'm into ride. So I can come in out of an old ride, I float, I sting, and then I'm gonna hit this moment where the skis lock in, and that's actually less work, less effort to move out to ride. Now let's get into holding onto the edges. All right, if you've made it this far in the video, then please stick around for this next section where I go over some common issues associated with attempting a technique like this. I think this is a really good addition to this video and an important topic to discuss. Holding on the edges is when you start making that turn, but you keep turning down into here, or you keep pressuring the skis here. Not holding on the edges long, or a quick edge release, would be finishing the pressure somewhere up in here. So it's a quicker edge pressure here, and you're already starting to release the edges here, where if you're holding on the edges too long, you're continuing the same grit, the same intensity in your edging that you had up here, all the way down into here. And you can identify this a lot of times if you see a little bit of spray, extra spray, some like puffy spray coming off the skis as they're coming below the gate. Sometimes you'll actually see it as a little chatter from the skis as they're coming across it. But holding on the edges too long is having too much pressure and too much grip down here. Why do people hold on the edges too long? Sometimes it has something to do with fear if they feel like they're moving too fast down the hill, they feel like they got to brake below the gate a little bit more. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's a lack of confidence with the snow surface. It almost becomes a fear that coming into the next gate, you won't be able to switch your edges, grip, and get going in the other direction as easily. And that's today's base skiing breakdown. So that is releasing the ski. Now, I have to admit, I had this one wrong from the get-go. I thought releasing the ski before making this video was at transition when the skis go flat for the first time before you move into the next turn. I was wrong about that. I've heard coaches use this on the hill, and I think that they were probably using it right. I just didn't understand it. And now that I've come to this conclusion about what release the ski means, I think I'm on the right track, and I think this is super helpful for junior racers as well as just people who want to carve better on piste. I hope you found this helpful. Remember, always tip your ski instructor and keep shredding out there.